The whole time that when Valley came out with the pinballs, we'll say 74, 75, maybe 77, somewhere around there. That was the first electromechanical that they did. Till I got into this.
This is far more electromechanical than any of the others. Far more. More printed circuits in this one than any of them.
Yes.
And if you go to Steve Young and buy the Safari schematic, you know what you get? A flipper game schematic.
Yeah. This is so intense. And everyone that I've ever seen all do the same thing.
Yep.
They're all broke. I mean, so what I did, did you see the size of that thing?
I've seen, yeah,
When we did Hugh's
We'll get it
video.
on tape. Let me roll this down so folks can
Where?
see. Hi folks, hi world, bingo guys. We're recording bingo stuff. But let's let them see what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
You got it?
So, look at the size of it.
Oh, it's
Oh, wow.
it's ridiculous. If you remember when we did Hugh's
One. Yes?
disc, he laid one out on his same way that you got on his video.
Was it Safari or was it?
It was not Safari, but it was another one because a lot of the slash electromechanical bingos have huge schematics.
When I got this, I almost fell over.
Yeah.
And I'm not into the 20 numbers, right?
Right.
But I thought, now we have them, but none's like this. None. So under here is the printed circuit board.
Yes.
So what I did was replace everything along here,
Component wise.
component-wise.
Gotcha.
So, it works on a delay. So, every problem, I can show you on the print. So what it does is it comes out, I gotta remember where the hell it's at. Ah, right here. What it does is it comes through a diode and goes out of that diode into a second one. And I'm lost. So I thought, what is this? Like, I know what the diode is. So it's just like a Dixieland. Dixieland, Valley used a 1N4007 diode, but it would always blow. So that's why I hate them. I don't care how much money they made my dad. I hate them. So what it'd do is, on a Dixieland, what had happened is, you'd get a double-double on the fifth card. You'd search, it'd go all the way around to the fifth, and if that was double-double, soon as it locked it in, it'd kick off the 11th coin, and instead of getting double-double, you would get double. And what it is a diode. It only lets it power go to one way. It was a flaw. And the minute I went to an ECG 156, no more problems.
And your diode.
Right. Exactly what I did. And that seemed to work. But it took me 4 or 5 years to get to that point.
Oh yeah.
So what happened here when I went through the print, in today's world, what it is it's called a...
Hi, Jeff. Hi.
It's called a bridge rectifier.
Yeah.
And this is what I did. I went over to Moyer Electronics.
Hello, buddy.
put
Good
the
to see you,
bridge
Butch.
rectifier
Nice
in.
to see you. Hello
Hi.
there. Hello. Jeff, God bless you. Nice to see you.
Good to
And
see you,
how
my
you
friend.
doing?
Real good, real good.
Good.
My fiancée
Good.
Carol.
Hey,
It's nice to
Carol.
meet you.
Honey, nice to see you, honey.
I put the bridge rectifier in.
How are you?
That took-
Okay,
It took care of the
for a
main
fella that
problem.
needs 2 knees,
with every
like I need
Safari.
$10 million.
So now
I'm doing okay, I
you can
guess.
play
That's
2
nice.
games in
For
one.
my age and
You look good.
I didn't know that.
well, thank you.
Jeff,
Everything I
man.
went through in my
Listen,
age,
some of
you know.
these games, like Okay, the Serenade, but I'm used to the United.
Well, you look damn good.
The Long
for you,
Beach.
too.
Yo,
I
that's a
think
different beast.
We're
I
trying.
never, first of all, I never seen one.
Me too, that's what I said to Carol.
I've never seen one.
I've seen
That's the first
pictures.
time I've seen it.
Oh my God, that's me.
Jeff, I wanted to tell you, I'm
So,
kind of proud about that Long Beach fella.
Yeah.
That's, you know, the only bingo Williams ever made.
I know.
And trying to get that is like trying to get a $10 million bill.
Yeah.
so this, when I opened it up, this is like a Valley and a United combined.
Right.
Jeff, I didn't even know how to play it. Now, the reason this is this way is because I only seen a picture of it. So, in the garbage can, you'll see they have it bowl line and they cut the features.
Yeah.
But
Did they change your name?
we end up getting two of them, and I made one, so it works perfect.
Yeah.
It works perfect. So now, I just took out the name. Now, of course, we're looking for a Long Beach glass, but God knows if we'll ever get that.
But with that glass is not a Long Beach?
It is. That's a perfect Long Beach. But under here, they scraped the name off and made Bola line.
Oh, yeah. So if you put lights behind it, it's not right.
Oh,
I
I
put
see.
lights behind it. You see what I mean?
Yeah, you've
So
got,
what I
he's
did
got,
is,
got the
picture
name
that
taped
was
on it.
online,
I understand.
I
Oh.
blew it up to the right dimensions of that glass. Right?
Oh, yeah.
And I just cut it out to put it in.
Gotcha.
But the lights, everything will work like
Yeah.
it should.
Yeah, I see now.
So that one took me a while.
I'll bet.
And of course, I never worked on a Keeney. I had this perfect, and I thought, listen, when we start bringing them in, we were going to put them in. I'm thinking, we're only at this part. What are we going to do with the rest? So what my dad came up with is, okay, in here till we build next door, we're going to put the ones that people don't see all the time.
There's more around here.
Yeah, there's more back there.
Yeah,
thank
I see it.
So there's the games that we brought in. We wanted it. Once we got all the way down this line, I thought, my dad said, "Listen, we should bring games that people don't see often." So that's why we brought the double
on.
header up, right? The one with 28 numbers. You know, the only oddball ones.
Yeah.
So then we thought, okay,
One
that
Cameraman
that's a
trouble.
lemon, but
Yeah.
you have to have it. And then my dad said, okay, here we have ABC and Zingo. Well, we might as well bring the Serenade.
Right?
So, because you're never going to find or see this one ever.
Look at the lower cabinet on that.
Did you tell?
Inside theirs, they have meters in it. It was a prototype. It was never on the road.
I believe you.
So,
That's
these
the
two
only
here,
one there is. Now imagine that, Jeff.
I can't.
How we were lucky to get that.
I don't think I put that in my book, did I?
no,
I
No,
didn't think I did because I don't remember it.
that's
And
because
it's not on Russ Jensen's list.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's because it was never out
Never
on
on
the road.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
So, in fact, it was so funny. A man called me from St. Louis, we'll say 9 months prior, and he says, I have a United Serenade. I said to my dad, of course, I called him up. He said, listen, I never heard of it. So I said to him, can you take pictures? So it took him 3 months to get me pictures. So I said to him, we'll buy it.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the pictures, they were a little blurry, and I'm thinking, 2 cards. Somebody had to make this game up. And he called up, it was like 3 days before Christmas
Yeah.
in 2018. And he said, listen, I got it, and here he works. He's employed by the Milwaukee Brewers,
Oh, baseball.
the baseball.
Yeah.
And he called up, he heard about my dad, and he says, rather than selling to anybody else, he said, I'll sell it for your father's museum because we started working on it and talking about it. And I said,
Good
yeah.
thing we did. That wouldn't be here.
And we literally 3 days before Christmas got in a vehicle and drove to St. Louis, and his mother and father both passed away, and he said, no, here, of course my dad took care of him, and he said, I want it to be with you. When I looked at it, as soon as I opened the back, I said, Dad, this is original. You can eat off of the inside cabinet.
Right.
And, okay, hey, we came came back with it.
When Mike said the name Serenade, now I said, Mike, now use your head. Does that sound like a bingo game?
No.
You know, Serenade, I said, it's probably a flipper.
Yeah.
Until he sent us pictures.
When I seen the playfield,
I said, it gotta be a flipper, Serenade.
And it's old because you got
I played
4
3 of them over the weekend at the Allentown show. Serenades.
Flippers.
Flipper games.
all a flipper. That's what I thought it was.
Beautiful game.
This has got to be old because it's 4/16/50, and then instead of being 6/20/75, it's 4/20/75. That's old.
Yeah, you gotta think.
And then it
that.
goes right to 8. See, most people don't understand the little idiosyncrasies with the scores.
Yeah,
Right.
It's just like gay time. Gay time, you got 2 extra odds on gay time. You got 24, 64, 160, I think, and then you got 80, 300, 300.
Yes.
They're not on any other game. No other game.
yeah. That's the only one that they ever made that you don't get any more money for 5 in line than you do for the 4 in a line
Exactly.
on gay time.
Yeah. I was playing my
For
gay
5
time.
in line, Mike,
I was.
you get the same amount of games as you get for a 4 in a line.
I'll tell you.
That's the only one ever made like that. I thought you know that.
I'll tell you a cute story. Robert Madel and I are playing my gay time that I got in my collection.
Yeah.
He gets an extra odds jump from 12, from 18 all the way to 80, 60, 80, 300, 300. Fine. Yellow, 3 scores 4 lights. And he's got 2 cards. That's all he could get lit. Couldn't get anything, because he ain't going to get anything else lit.
Yeah.
First 3 balls he makes, 21, 13, 22, which is 3 in the yellow line.
Right.
He says, I can make 600 games. I said, what makes you think that? He said, well, I'm going to get 300 for 3 scores 4. And then if I can make the 5 in a row, I'll get 300 more. No, Robert. This game, when you're on that level of watch, you don't need 5 in a row. You're playing for 3 in a row or 5 in a row, basically.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is 3 and 4, and then that's it. You're done. Now, if you want to make corners, then you can get an extra 300.
Right.
But you're not going to get it any other way. But that was, and the humorous part of it was, we played there for probably 2 more hours. That's how long it took them to run those 300 games down to nothing. Because that game's so hard to hit.
Oh my God. That's, yeah. That's all accounts calling for me for service.
I figured that.
You do service on pinball machines?
They got a whole business.
Yes, but in fact, down in the main shop, there is a man came up from. No, yeah, he brought one down
What I
from
think about
above
that
Scranton,
serenade.
and I just don't want to do them anymore. I don't want to do them anymore because
You must be talking about Dixielands and Nashville's.
yeah. Listen, I try to tell him.
I tell people.
I can adjust this
Which
game
one they ever
here.
made?
So
The
when you
minute
get
you
home-
take, because he's driving above Scranton, and I said, listen, it doesn't matter. So now he brought me the big time down, and I said, listen, I don't want to do them because as soon as you do them, now you're bouncing it for a 2-hour ride. Most people don't even know how to put them together.
right.
So when they do put them together and it doesn't work, it's like, oh, I didn't know what I was doing. And it's like, listen, I
It worked when it
don't.
left the shop.
Right, so I get the people to play it. Here you go. I play it all day long, I could care less. But the minute you take it there and there, listen, you're going from a different environment. And the Dixielands are the worst one ever because they went to plastic you know, it ain't the old wafer boards. And those contacts are so thin, they're not like the contacts, we'll say, in an Atlantic City or Palm Beach where they're thicker. The blades are a lot more thin. So the change in temperature from warm to cold
Yeah.
makes a huge difference. A huge difference. So I can have it in the shop at this temperature. Now he puts it in the vehicle, it's cold out. He moves it from just out of his truck, and it's in the wintertime, and puts it in his house. Well, listen, don't put the game together and play it right away, because
It ain't gonna work.
it's not gonna work. And when you tell people that don't know, they think, yeah, okay. But listen, I'm doing
They're
it,
excited, they wanna play
we're
it.
doing it too long, and you try to explain this to people.
You can't explain it to them.
Yeah.
You can't.
Right, and it's like, no, forget about it.
And I'll tell you something, you already know this. Games up until beach time were
Okay.
made like tanks.
Oh, without a doubt.
Now,
Yeah.
I remember in my day talking to Johnny Russo in New Jersey and different guys who were serious bingo guys around New Jersey, like you guys are around Pennsylvania. And they would say, you know, these games are so powerful and so strong. You can drop them down cellar stairs and put it together and they will work. And I said, you're full of shit and your feet stink.
Yes.
Well, I'm working with a guy named Ricky Wheat. We're carrying a Showtime down into this guy's house. Got the cabinet down there. Got the back box on a two-wheeler. Ricky loses it. Bump, ba, bump, ba, bump, ba, bump, ba, bump, ba, bump. I said, oh, Jesus. And Ricky Wheat says, well, what are we going to do? I said, put the back box on it, plug it in, let's see. Put the back box on it, plugged it in, worked like a charm. Fell down cellar
Yeah,
stairs.
you do that,
And I
right?
checked that one off. I said, I can now say, because I've seen it with my own eyes, you can drop these games down cellar steps and it'll work.
You do that with a Dixieland, it'll turn into a nightmare.
Well, yeah, you put it in the garbage.
Yeah, I
That's the
mean,
worst pinball they ever made. Every day when we had when our route was bigger, when we had the gambling pinballs out,
yeah.
every day of Mike's life, he had to fix Dixieland somewhere.
Yep.
Yeah,
There was always a Dixieland broke every day of his
yeah,
life.
and when people say, oh, Mike, you're playing, listen, when you fix them every day of your life, the last thing I want to do is come home and play one.
No, that's right.
Listen to me, honest, most of
Okay.
these games, I swear, like especially the Safari, I don't even know how to play them.
Yeah.
And my dad said, well, how the hell are you going to fix it? Well, I'm going to have to figure out how to play the game first.
Yeah.
And then I got to figure out, okay, listen, you get so used to it, like I guarantee you don't even think, okay, the ball's not coming up. Well, it's not jammed. Well, guess what? If the ball ain't coming up, we know better. You don't have to, okay, well, it has to be going through the timer unit. The timer unit is not resetting.
That's right.
Okay, first ball comes up, we're still good. Second ball, shutter motor closed because the timer unit stepped up. It's just something we don't have to think about. When you get the game like this, and you never played it, what has to happen before this happens to make that happen?
Now, you know,
And then you get lost.
you know what's worse? Bally was so hung up on slot machines by the time they were making these. They had all these anti-cheat circuits for the slot machines. Well, they put them in the goddamn bingos. So you're playing, Malibu Beach is a perfect example. You're playing at Malibu Beach, got 5 balls. Well, you know, if you didn't want to, you'd reach in, you'd thumb the 6 extra ball. Guess what happens when you do that with a Malibu Beach and the first extra ball's not lit? Game tilts.
Yeah.
It's got a circuit, a slot machine circuit.
Yeah.
Listen, we have a mint
Wait a
one
minute.
over.
Say that again. If
If you're
fifth
playing,
ball, go for the sixth.
take a game you know, Golden Gate. Take a
I
game
know,
you
I
know.
understand, but I didn't understand.
You
the
got
word.
5 balls out there.
Yep.
You need a 6th ball,
Yeah.
and you don't feel like playing for the extra ball. So you reach in and you thumb the lever.
That's what you
you're
just
talking
did the
about
other
home
day.
use,
Home
going
use.
in there and lifting the.
Right.
Yeah, and you get a
Okay.
6th ball, and you shoot to see if you would have made the
Now I know
number.
what you're talking
Right,
If you took the time to buy the ball, would it have been worthwhile?
right.
There you go.
You do that with a Malibu Beach. As soon as that thing comes up and
Right.
goes through a step, tilts the
You
game.
can't cheat.
Tilts the game. You
Yeah.
can't cheat it. And there was another problem with it. I can't. Oh, payoff. If it's paying off, and for some reason the replay counter is not tracking right, after so long, it tilts. Just like the old slot machines, if the hopper was running free, throwing quarters out, goes so far and shuts the slot machine off.
Right.
You know, the mechanic, like the 809s and all, they all did that.
Yeah.
But they decided they needed to put all those circuits in bingo games, and I thought to myself, and you know, Malibu Beach was a nice game.
Yeah.
And I said,
Well, ours is big.
Yeah.
Ours is up top up there.
Yeah, it's on the second floor
Yeah.
in our big warehouse.
yeah.
So that
Right at
means,
the top of the steps is our Malibu.
Yeah, it's big.
that means Malibu Beach is not a Laguna Beach. 'Cause
Of course it's not.
Well, the back glasses are interchangeable, right?
No, they're not.
No,
I thought it was the same game.
no.
They are the same game functionally,
Oh,
Right.
I stand corrected.
but they are not the same game. Now, Doc Morrow showed me something that I'd never seen before. He had Malibu Beach back glasses that were cut different than what went on Malibu Beach, so they would fit in a Laguna Beach. I never saw that before.
Maybe that's.
And I told him, I said, you don't know what you're talking about. He says, Jeffrey, I do know what I'm talking about. And he brings up, and here's two Malibu Beach back glasses, and one's about 3/4 of an inch higher. Both Malibu Beach back glasses, and when you look at them, you can tell by the spacing of the numbers and everything. They ain't the same glass. The odds are the same, everything, but the odds are spaced a little further.
How about that?
I said, I'll be damned.
I was close.
A lot of people say they're the same game. Yes, they're the same game functionally, not literally. They're totally different literally.
Okay.
And they, you know, the mixers don't work anything like the Laguna Beach does. The Laguna Beach was a hell of an okay game. You could get the OK and ABCD on the same card, on the same nickel, and that stayed through all the way to roller derby. Roller derby was the last one that offered that. When they went to Circus Queen, they said, forget this. We ain't gonna give ABCD and the OK at the same time. Ain't gonna do it. And they moved part of the circuits up onto the what I call the E-wiper on the
Okay.
spotting disc, which is the E-wiper is used to trip red and yellow supersection. Now, normally to get the OK before the ABCD's lit, there's maybe one, maybe two spots on the entire 50 to light the OK. But after you get ABCD
Gotta
lit,
be the same thing.
Yeah.
County Fair, correct?
County Fair, yes, County Fair.
Because there it is there. You see the OK lit on that one. I just got done playing it this
But
morning.
County Fair was before Laguna Beach, and County Fair has a circuit where County Fair OK and ABCD will light on the same coin.
Okay.
And it's not a case where one wiper's on OK and one wiper's on ABCD. It's one circuit. OK ABCD is a combined circuit. And when ABCD comes up, the machine says, "Oh, I can light the OK," and because it's on a 16 pulse cam, so you get tuck 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 tuck
Right.
ABCD and OK, and they're lighting the same pulse. So it looks like it's the same thing, but they took that out after Circus Queen was the first game that didn't have that. Roller Derby was the last game that had it.
Yeah, that's something I didn't know. That I didn't know. But like I said, I just when you roll there, you fix them and you get the hell out.
Yeah.
I mean, I do, but
Yeah.
like different thing, like the little thing over there. Okay, the set of switches on the timer.
It's cooking.
Right, I didn't adjust it, but they've been sitting in here and they haven't been played in, oh God, about a year and a half.
That's not good for them.
Well, listen, we know they're not. So I tell my dad to come over. There's no way I can come over. I mean, I'm out on the street every single day of my life, including Sundays. So when I come in, I don't want to play them. I'm dead serious. I don't want to play them.
I'll tell you another funny story.
I played.
You know the 25 GG7 coil, the one's a step-up
Yes.
coil for them. It's a workhorse, best coil that Bally ever made, in my opinion. So we're at the show. Nick Baldridge and I and everybody was at the show. I took a Broadway, and you know the Broadway when you get the single, double, triple, whatever.
Yeah.
It's got a unit. Tuck, 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 reset. Tuck, tuck,
Right,
tuck, reset.
exactly.
Okay? Nick says, I smell something. Tuck, tuck, tuck. And all of a sudden, Broadway stops going tuck, tuck. I thought, oh, this is not good. And there's smoke coming out of the Broadway. Open it up. They've got the 25 GG7 coil. Looks like it's burned up.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm not going to fool with it. Unplugged it. We left it off for the rest of the
Right.
day. So Bobby Borden, you know Bobby Borden in Morrisville. You've talked to
Yeah,
him.
you talked to Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did him.
And
Yeah.
he's another one of these guys. He's a great guy. He's a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
Anything he wants to buy, it's crap. And he's taking it off your hands. He's doing you a favor. Anything he wants to sell is solid gold. It's solid gold. And you know, that's
I
it.
hope he doesn't get this video.
So, he understands. But, I sold him this Broadway for $300. It was a working Broadway, and I said, except for the 25 GG7 coil. He said, well, what are you talking about? Butch, we plugged the damn thing in, turned it on, and then it's still running. Started the game, set it up, get the multiplier on, shoot the ball, tuck, 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 tuck. The coil was burnt up. It was burnt up. It started working again. To my knowledge, it's still working.
Yeah.
You couldn't burn them out. The only way you could burn them out is to literally take a cigarette lighter underneath them and light them on fire. That's the only way you could burn them out.
I mean, we've been awful lucky. Like you just wanted to pick up. My dad wanted to pick up, but the ice relics at the Allentown sale. We don't need no more Bingos. We have enough parts that the great grandkids can still have.
Excuse me 1 second. I remember the last show that you and I, there was an ice frolics there.
We want that.
I know, I told the guy, I said, I want to buy that. I don't care what you want for it, because I knew you were coming and I knew you wanted it.
Yeah.
So I made sure he held it till you showed up, and I said, okay, Butch, make a deal with this guy. It's yours.
Yeah.
And as I recall, it had a pretty nice glass, but it was worker. It was a worker.
And here's what happened. It now sits over in that corner.
Oh, so that one over there's okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
What happened is the minute we get games, we treat the back glasses. That's why they're all pristine. It doesn't matter. You can actually put these games that are in here outside. In the summer, winter time, they will not peel.
Yeah.
We forgot to do that glass.
Oh God, I know
You
what you're
Take
talking
a
about.
look at how bad an appointment like, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah. I had lousy luck treating sealing back glasses. After a different project, I took a bunch of glass that we had. We bought, Bill Walker and I bought brand new from a vendor, and we treated all of them. And then he put them out in his garage, frozen. You know what happened?
Yeah,
They
the
come
LP.
out, paint. Where's the paint? At the bottom of the crate. Because it froze. The sealer we put on it froze because it was water-based.
Oh.
Changed.
No better
Yeah.
than this.
But we didn't know it was water-based, Steve.
Oh.
It was called a dumb shit mistake. Everybody does it.
Yes.
You're not fixing pinballs if you haven't made a dumb shit mistake.
Yeah, where was the place we went? It was out in Ohio.
No.
In fact, that's when I traded the guy for the Wurlitzer 850. We were going out, the guy he wanted a cabinet that me and my dad picked up. Wurlitzer's, the most expensive Wurlitzer jukebox is a Wurlitzer 950. They call it the Gazelle. The most sought after, and another one that's a very short run, is a Wurlitzer 850.
Now those I've heard of.
Right. Now, we got a phone call on a Sunday night at 11 o'clock. And the man said, well, if you're here by 7 a.m., you can buy one. He had 3 that he got at an estate out on Long Island. So you're talking Sunday at 11 o'clock. So he gives us a price of 10 grand.
For the 3.
No,
Each.
each.
Ooh. Yeah.
So I said to my dad, listen, let's get one. We get in the truck, we go down, and I won't mention the name because there's going to be honest. The man left Wisconsin and promised him he'd be there at 9 a.m. We were there at 7. And instead of buying one, we bought 2. But it took 2 to make 1.
Okay.
Oh,
And the man wanted just the cabinet. Now imagine this. Not even a screw in, not even a front door of the jukebox. It was just a shelf that had the original markings with the Wurlitzer and the model and the serial number. And I went out to him. We gave him, remember, we gave him
Yeah.
just a shelf, nothing. And he gave me the original bottom grill to it that wasn't broke. And then we left and we went to the lady in Ohio, right across the border. I forget where it is. She still has the machines. Jeff, at all the places me and my dad went to, I've never seen a collection that everything, cabinets, playfield, mint, back glasses,
Shit.
she had them in racks. You looked, they weren't treated, they're all peeled. No good. All good. And she said to me, she said, yo, she still had it. Check on my site.
Was this like last year or
Yeah,
something?
yeah, we went-
Okay, I remember hearing about this.
Yes,
Yeah.
we went out and we went out with 2 trucks.
Yeah.
And we got there, cabinets were mint. So some of the cabinets that I knew we needed, we brought them back. But then, without the glass,
It's not a
let's
big-
make,
yeah,
you're done. And she's on my father's Facebook page now. And I said, listen, I don't know of somebody else that's gonna buy them without a back glass.
No.
Where are you gonna get these old glasses? Where? And then she said, well, I looked up, you can get them from overseas. I forget the guy's name.
Who's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One glass, you're talking $600, $800.
Yeah, with
Come on.
freight and taxes.
It's not worth it. So she said, well, I said, listen, if we don't have an extra back glass, I truly don't know. And there's different people, throughout the country that may have an extra back glass to a Palm Beach or to Coney Island. But of course, where are you going to get them? They're like hen's teeth.
Yeah.
And we passed on it. We truly did, because what are you going to do when we leave here and you go over upstairs to the main, to the big building? You'll get up there and you're going to say, you're right, we don't need any more parts. We have enough parts to supply everybody in this country. Yeah, I mean, me and Bud stacked the machines 4, sometimes 5 high, just to get more room. We don't need no more. So now what we're gonna do is, the city already allowed this property to be built, so this summer we're gonna start on that. Where then, you can attach it. So right behind doubleheader, you can't see it, but I already have that cut out that you just go in there with a router, and the door frame's already there. We'll be able to walk out of this building into the other one, and then
The
bring
filling
in,
station or service station next door?
no, the vacant lot right next to us.
Oh, okay.
You're gonna put a building up for more machines.
For more machines.
Yeah.
So what we'll do is,
You have
then
a
you'll
problem.
It'll be
Well,
the same size as this.
it'll be the same size as this, but they'll be mainly, you'll actually get about 50-50. I can't remember, maybe Jeff will remember, what is there, 27, 28 United games?
I can't remember either.
Yeah, it's somewhere around there. But you'll be able to throw all of them in and then bring more Valley over. But now you'll be able to go through both buildings and say, wow, okay, where are you going?
All right, that said, if it'd be okay with you, I'd like to show the folks each game.
That's
and
fine.
and
Listen.
discuss.
The way we
How
have
they
it,
operate.
the way we have it set up here, rather than people coming and turn each game on, what I did, Jeff, is you throw one light switch, every other game goes on, right? That must be the one I'm working on, of course. That's the bikini, or the bikini. So what you do is you'll turn on every light switch.
Yeah. Cool.
So that we're on.
All right. Is it okay to?
Yeah, you can play it.
No, well, no, I don't want to
What I
play.
did, Jeff, was
Well, I want to play, but I'd rather show people what you have here. Now, this Serenade you were talking about, this is pretty much a sample game.
Look at that second card, 26 to 50.
Incredible.
That ain't that dumb.
Well, they
No
weren't.
wonder they never made that to put on the road.
Well, they weren't
That's
smart enough to
stupid.
realize that they thought that the average player couldn't interpret the fact that 19 and 44 were the same number.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. What's that?
So anyway,
I just was working on that one, so I took off. I didn't block the. That's the only game in here that anti-cheat ain't blocked. So with the United, I blocked the lock relay. On Uniteds, they're called lock relays. On Valley, they're called anti-cheat. But and of course in here we changed the reflex to the easiest.
do Uniteds have a Mixer 4 relay?
I doubt it.
See, this is my problem.
I can't remember either. And I don't know United Circus long enough to tell you off the top of my head.
Jeff will understand. When you get to the 20 numbers, it's a different beast. So I have to program my mind to remember, okay, I'm on a 20 number. Because it's a lot of electromechanical stuff in there. So let's say the first 10 years, you're all the same. Okay, well, you're all the same up until you get over to maybe Palm Springs or whatever, and then they change up a little bit. Like the double header, they're still basically the same, but you're in, let's say, a different decade. It's just like when they switched and they went to the Nightmare Dixielands. Listen, it's the old 6 cards. Perfect example. I got to use a 6 card to do this. The old 6 card used 1, 2, 3 search disc, 4, 5, 6 search disc. When you got High Flyer, Wall Street, you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it just made things complicated. So you go from there, and then when I do a United, okay, Uniteds, the first half of them used sequence motors. You know what I mean? The old sequence motor. Well, then after about the next 10 years, then they went to like a Serenade, a Manhattan, which is basically copying, I think, maybe off of what Valley did. But the earlier models use a sequence motor. So the disc had to go around, and that was more or less what the mixer did.
Huh.
Yeah, it's a different beast altogether. And that's what this is. So you're using the circuitry basically out of a United, but the relays is like a Bally. I mean, it's difficult to understand unless you're like the doctor here. He's going to know because he did them. He did them all.
If it's if the spotting disc is awarding you features and scores, but it's doing it like it does for a search disc on a
It's not
Valley.
It's not
Is that
quite
what I heard?
Simple. Here you go. First thing you got the reflex unit.
Oh yeah.
The reflex unit allows you to have so many circuits on,
Yes.
for depending on the position of number 1, mixer number 1,
Right.
which
right.
has 24 spots.
Okay.
24.
Yeah.
Now, if the reflex is all the way off, I'm going to say for sake of discussion,
Yes.
you have 12 circuits on. Okay, then you get to the first tab on the reflex, and it turns on 3 more circuits. Now instead of having 12, you have 15. Then you get to the second tab. You get 3 more tabs. Now you got, instead of 15, you have 18.
Right.
You get to the next tab, which is the third tab. Now you have 21 out of
So it's
24.
going 3 inch. Yeah, number 3 inch.
Then you get to the fourth tab, mixture number 1's out of the circuit. It's just on all the time. Now, that means that if mixture number 1 is out of the circuit, all coins can do something.
Wow.
Because you see, if you were on the lowest, if mixture number 1 is on an open circuit, you can drop the coin in, you can be on any circuit you want to. There's no power going to it. Because mixture number 1 isn't allowing power to go to it. Until you get more circuits on it. Now, power going to it. Mixture number 2 will decide, and they're all a little bit different. Mixture number 2 will decide, can odds come up or not come up? Can a feature come up or not come up? That's all in mixture number 2. Mixture number 3 will determine which odd will come up, which feature will come up. Mixture number 4 will determine something else, depending. Now, the more modern bingos, like bikini and all, they're real easy. Mixture number 2 strictly controls mixture number 2 relay. Mixture number 2 relay controls 2 in the blue.
No, stop. Wait a minute. Rewind. Now, mixer number 2 relay is allowing power through it or not allowing power through it when it's activated.
When it's activated, it allows 4 circuits to work. 2 in the blue, odds jump, selectable odds jump, in other words 0 to 4, 0 to 8, or 16 all the way to 192, and extra balls. Mixture number 3 determines which odds will jump, whether it
Okay.
be red, yellow, or green. And it also determines whether or not your triple extra ball circuit is active. And you got a circuit on all these where if
That's on
number,
mixer 3.
if that's mixture number 3
How
stops
convenient. 3
at a,
extra
position,
balls
at a
on
certain
3.
position, and reflex plus mixture number 1 allow voltage to the circuit, and mixture number 2 relay is operated, and spotting just stops on a particular position, which is 50. All 3 extra balls are laid in 1 nickel.
That's a rare event.
Rare event.
Right.
Phil Bagama.
Real rare.
Real rare.
Phil Bagama, when that happened to this new guy, the first time I was teaching him how to play, and I hit the extra ball button, all 3 of them lit up. First time he'd ever seen anybody play a game. And
I
all
never
3 of them went
saw
up.
that in my day.
Most people never did.
Yeah, I've seen it 4 times.
Oh, that's selectable. I like that.
Yeah. So you could go between A and B, Jeff.
Yeah.
Right? The problem is, let's say you're over here now and it's the 35 and the 40, okay? So all we're going to do is just say these numbers. You're so used to, in your head, 1 through 7, 8 to 13, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
14, it's second nature. Try figuring that out when you're shooting the ball.
No thanks.
Where the hell's number 35?
I've
Where's
got
44?
I got to cheat, man. I wish I had done this back when I was playing for money. I put nickels on the holes I want to hit. Maybe it's because I'm getting old, but it's a whole lot easier than trying to remember your path. Just drop them on the hole you got to hit.
But
There you go.
like when you're going here, you know, that's probably when you sit and think about it. It sounded like a good idea, but excuse me, for the operators to make money, the game had to entice people. Excuse me. How's this
I
going to
think you
entice
got an
anybody?
extra pop there, something for you to drink.
Excuse me. How's anybody going to remember those numbers?
My fix. There's somebody's coffee right there.
Because you just brought that in.
Oh, yeah, that's my hot cup of tea. I don't drink coffee. I love the smell of it, but I don't like it.
How old are you now? 82 or 81?
82.
82. Okay, you're 5 years older than I am.
Am I?
Yeah, I'm 77.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Coogie. This is my year.
You're what?
77 Sunset Strip.
You said Coogie.
Yeah, I'll lend you my comb.
Oh. I remember it being on when I was a kid. I didn't watch it though.
Yeah, don't you remember that song?
All right,
Koozie?
77.
Playfields like this.
Sunset
I
Street.
mean,
Yeah, what?
do they not play them, or, I mean, all the playfields here are perfect. I mean, do they not,
They don't get that much wear.
okay,
They get dirt on them, but
Okay.
it's not like a regular pinball machine where the balls get knocked all over the place.
You can clean a playfield and get it almost as nice.
Okay.
Some of these. I have only one playfield in my entire collection where the original Bally finish is still on the playfield.
Sorry about that.
What do you
guys.
mean by that? Like a clear coat?
It's the original Bally finish on my Circus Queen is the only game I've got that's got the original Bally finish on it. And I very carefully clean it with nothing stronger than glass cleaner because I don't want to take that finish off.
Ammonia is pretty strong stuff.
I use cheap clay, like windshield washers. It's cheap.
Because, being a cabinet maker and selling kitchens and all, what do I clean my cabinets with? You hear this all the time. Just mild soap and water. That's all you really
Yeah.
need.
Yeah.
You can't leave your water on. You gotta wipe the water off.
And if you don't do that, use furniture polish like Pledge or something
Well,
like
yeah,
that.
usually
Put it
that's
on the
not
cloth
needed.
and
Right.
wipe it on, and then wipe it off with a dry cloth, not a paper towel.
I'll give you a little tip. As long as we're talking about cleaning things, on a mirror, you ever seen a black spot on a mirror?
Yes?
That's because somebody sprayed the mirror with Windex or something with ammonia in it, and it seeped around.
through.
And so what you do, like you said, you spray your cloth,
Yep.
and then you wipe your mirror.
Yep.
And that way that won't happen.
You know, when the time comes and we have that bill, and we go to put machines in and we think of different names we want, we have to try to figure out where they're at. We have like our main warehouse, then we have the big one, and we own the first
14
6
is a
houses
hit.
here.
Where the heck
And-
is the same place?
I, of course, we have them rented, but before the people, go to move in, I tell them, I keep one room in the cellar
18 and 14.
just for me,
Even though you live in it.
before they move in.
You can't have that
to
room.
select the
Yeah.
card.
And what we have is all machines in that
I
room.
select A.
Of course
You
we
can't play
have
both cards at a
all
time?
of them, as you know. The thing is, when you're thinking of
That's
a
a question
game
I
and
don't
that,
know.
where is it?
14 and
Like we have them at so many
18
different
you can
places,
reach yourself.
and then where we have like the classic cars, where we have the 57 Chevy and 64 and a half Mustang, about 30 or 40 Uniteds in there. They're all lined up right. They're all horrible, but
Yes.
I try to make sure that we have the clear contact paper on the back of the glass, and then before we put the machines in the storage where they're going. We forgot that
So you
hydraulics.
use the plastic paper with one side sticky, put it on the back of this, clean, no wrinkles.
Yeah, see, first I go over it, like say the girl has to be touched up a little.
Turn the game off.
Oh yeah,
I do all the touch-up work first.
Buddy still does that.
Huh?
Buddy, your son.
Yeah, Bud does that a
Yeah.
lot too. But
Yeah,
I
he's
do
done a lot
it
of
too.
nice work.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he does. He takes pride in that.
Yeah.
And then after we touch it up the best you can do it, then we put the clear contact on. And then it'll never peel again.
No, that's right.
That's a good idea, So many machines that we bought in my day, that the glasses were no good. It's a shame. You know, they
What's the
just
knob,
peel.
Steve? What's that knob?
I thought it was supposed to give me a spotted number.
Well, isn't it lit?
Well,
Yeah,
you
there's some of
select
them
now.
lit.
Well, wait a minute.
You
wait a
have to
minute.
turn the
Wait a
knob,
minute.
Steve.
I did.
Yeah, you didn't. There you go.
Oh, there it is. Okay. I was on unwritten.
Well, let's see what you got. You got 19. Hold it. You got 19. Keep going.
1944.
Yeah, 20. One more. One more. One more.
See something flash.
There it is. Every other
Oh,
turn.
every other spot. Okay. Well, that gives me 2 hits.
Jeff,
That's no good.
what year do you think Serenade came out?
Looking at that, I would say probably
Now, 51, you know, is when they started.
I would say no later than 54. Probably 53 is what I would guess.
Is that what you'd say?
That's what I would guess. But I don't know.
No, nobody knows, no matter who we talk to. But they,
And you didn't find any stamps or anything inside the game?
No, because it was never taken out of the factory.
no,
It never
What
made the
was
list.
no.
There's some nice babes on the front.
Do me a favor, Butch. Pass me the Dolly Bingo book, please.
Sure.
Let's see, what do we need here?
See, Russ Jensen,
We
God
have
rest
these-
his soul.
We have these, of course,
He had
to
the-
show the people.
Yeah.
And of course, I
That
tell
one's
them,
got,
I say, oh, that's good. I say, oh, that's wonderful. You know, I say, get your
Thank
own
you.
book.
United Games. ABC 345, County Fair, which is not really a bingo.
36,
Leaders, Zingo,
33,
Bolero, Touchdown,
36,
Stars, Circus, of course. No,
33.
no Serenade is even on here.
No. No, you won't see, like I said, when I heard that name, Serenade, I said, that's gotta be a flipper.
I'd say,
That name ain't a
29.
gambling pinball, Serenade.
okay, you had four
Four.
games created in 1953. Rodeo, Cabana, Trop, and Tahiti, but you only had 3 games created in 1952, Touchdown, Stars, and Circuit. I bet that's 52. I bet that's one from 52 that did not make it to the list because it was never issued. Because you had 4 and 5 and 5 and 51, 3 and 52, 5 and 53. 52 is the only year you were short.
on.
That's Mike. So I would say, guessing from that, that has to be
Well, that's the one,
1952. 52. I'm going to show you something I did. You'll probably be mad at me. But this book here, I don't know whose this was, but this was not autographed.
It was with what?
It was not autographed.
It wasn't.
Well, it is now.
Oh my
It is
God.
now.
Oh,
And I said, for bingo, for Butch's Pinball Museum. And I said, wow, seeing many of the games I wrote about and up and running. Good job, Jeffrey Lawton, May 2023.
God bless you. You didn't autograph that.
I did today. I just did it
Ain't that
today.
awful? God bless him. God bless you. Thank you, Jeff.
My
Thank
pleasure.
you.
My pleasure.
Thank you very much. Boy, oh boy. I guess we
That one's autographed. I checked it.
did you.
That's
Okay.
the original. That's the original one I sent you. That's autographed.
Okay, God bless you. You know, I just figured it was. I don't remember ever looking and not thinking about it. But God bless you. I'm glad that is now. Because when people come here, you know, we had 2 people come from
Why you give
Colorado.
away?
and I show them my books.
Now,
and
where's
that,
your autograph? Is that your
You
autograph?
know,
This is a pen. Oh, paint pen. Don't get it on your shirt. Legibly. You're
look
getting
at
something.
that.
You having fun?
Oh, yeah.
I am. That's wet
For
paint.
you to put in there. That's my license plate. And that's still
Is it?
my license plate. That came off of my truck, which I just got rid of.
Well,
But you can hang that up somewhere.
Well, you bet your ass we will. Thank you. Well,
You're
thank you.
welcome.
show everyone. Show the camera.
Yeah, look at that. Boy, oh boy. Boy, oh
There's
boy.
not too many of those. I have one.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Jeff.
you know how many there are? 4.
4.
That's one of 2. The other 2 are on my van, because the van's still running. I still run it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I thought you had a
You have
stack of old
this
beat
on
up
the-
ones.
I have other plates, but I have Lawton,
Oh, I didn't know that.
and then the numbered plates that we used to have when we first got them registered.
Yeah.
And then NJ Babe, I've got a couple. That's what's on the little red car. Yeah, but that's Mr. Bingo. And I gave Steve one, and I gave,
Let's put a
and he
date
said,
on it.
let's,
Yeah, this was my idea.
Good,
Give him.
good.
if you're gonna put a date on it, mark up here, May 2023, you can do it.
Okay.
We'll certainly get, put it up here
A-Y
somewhere, Jeff.
2023.
We'll do it.
It's the 9th.
Don't worry about the actual date, just say May 23.
Yeah, May 23 is
May
fine.
May 23.
2-3. I mean, too late.
That's good, that's fine, that worked.
Yeah, you bet your life it does.
Very good.
That's very nice, very nice.
There's something else
I
that we've
used
got
to,
for you.
like years ago on all our cars and trusts,